Okay, we have seen the definition of debenture. Now we are looking into types of debenture. There are about 3 types. The first one is debenture payable to registered holder and debenture payable to a bearer. So basically, registered debenture is a debenture which is registered in the name of the holder in the company book. Okay, you have seen the register last time in class when I show you the register book. And bearer debenture is a negotiable instrument and its title therefore can be transferred only by deliver to the transferee. The company does not register the name of the holder. So debenture is just like a piece of paper here for bearer debenture, whereby you put it on the piece of paper saying that A borrowed from B, and then B hold the debenture. Okay, and then it does have to be registered with the company. So we call it bearer because it's the person holding it. Okay, and then the second type is on the secured and unsecured debenture. So when we talk about secured debenture, we talk about assets or property of the company charged to the debenture, and the debenture holder becomes the secured creditor. Now, for unsecured debenture, which is not secured by charge over the property of the company, so the holder of the debenture is called an unsecured creditor. So, when it's secured creditor, there's some charge being charged to the debenture. Okay, same thing when unsecured creditor, there's no assets being charged. Okay. And then the third types of debenture is redeemable and perpetual. Redeemable debenture means principal money paid to the holder at the end of the period. Okay, and then company may redeem several debenture every year. And redeemable debenture may be reissued, meaning once you finish paying or something like that, and then you can issue another debenture. And then redemption may be made at the issued price or higher price. Okay, now you're going to learn more on the debenture calculation, higher price, all these things when you are doing your corporate finance. Okay, I'm not going to touch into detail on this. Okay, and then perpetual debenture are also known as irredeemable. You cannot redeem but it continue. Okay, debenture issued without a fixed date for redemption and can only be repaid in the company's winding up or where there is serious default by the company or payable at the remote period. Such as a remote, when we talk about remote period, meaning it's a very long period. So maybe probably 50 years, 100 years. But we never know how long a person alive. Okay. Okay, when issued, the company is not bound to repay. It means the creditors cannot force the company to redeem. So it's not actually good if you are the creditor to actually have this sort of perpetual debenture. And perpetual debenture empowers the debenture holder to enforce the security should the company fail to pay interest on the loan, and such enforcement will be resulting in the payment of the debenture debt. Okay, now we're going to look into the distinction between debenture and shares. So when we talk about shares, it's not secured compared to debenture. Generally, it's secured by charge. Okay, but then you have seen just now, they can also be an unsecured creditor. Now, when we talk about share capital cannot be repaid without legal formalities. But then, debenture can repay the debenture in accordance with the terms of the issuers. You don't need to go through certain procedures, just to pay the debenture amount. And then the holder of the shares is a member of the company. But then, compared to debenture, the holder of the debenture is an external creditor. Okay, so there's a big difference there. And then when it comes to share, the holder of the share has the right to vote in the company. Why? Because when they actually hold a share, they become the shareholder. When you become the shareholder, you have the right to vote. But compared to debenture, when the holder of the debenture has no right to vote. Okay, and then when we talk about shares, dividend on share can only be paid if the company has profits and cannot be paid out of capital. But then again, this payment of a dividend is also subject to solvency statement. Compared to debenture, interest on debenture can be paid regardless of whether profits available or not, and it can be paid of capital. So in this case, debenture is where the company owed somebody some money. In the share part, this is where the shareholders needed to pay the the company for those amount, for those shares that they actually purchase. Okay, and once shares are fully paid, the shareholders are no longer hold liability in terms of payment. Okay, now next, okay, we are finished with the debenture. Now we are moving to the other part, which is company charges. What is company charges? Before I continue, let me just show you some scenarios. At least we can see something here. Okay, where is it now? Okay, assuming this is Encik Zul. Okay, let me just draw something here. Okay. Okay. Assuming this is Encik Zul, Encik Zul. Okay, this is Encik Zul. Okay. Encik Zul wanted to purchase this house. Okay, he wanted to purchase. Okay, he wanted to purchase this house. Okay. Okay, from this developer. Okay, this developer. Okay, let's say this is ABC Development Companies Jambahan, and then this house is worth 200. Okay, 200. Hang on, something moving. Okay, this house is RM 200,000. Okay, now Encik Zul, an officer in a company, he only managed to take out his EPF. Okay, and then he made payment of deposit for the house of about 10%. 10% deposit. Okay, let's say made payment of 10% deposit. Okay, 10% deposit. So that will make it, he has already paid 20,000, and he still owed 180,000 from developer ABC. Right? So of course he are not able to pay himself. So what he did is he borrowed from the bank. Okay, so this particular bank are able to give Mr. Encik Zul, okay, 180,000. Okay, so he borrowed directly from the bank. Okay, about 180,000, right? And the bank will pay 180,000, okay, directly to the developer. In turn, Encik Zul will make monthly payment, somewhere, let's say around 800 per month. Okay, per month, or more or less. Okay, and he should make payment for about 300 months. If I'm not mistaken, that is almost equivalent to, I think, 25 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, 25 years. So assuming these are all assumptions, so Encik Zul we make payment of 800 per month for the next 300 months, which is equivalent to, okay, 25 years, right? Now, in return, we know that this house is actually a security. Okay, so this house is a security. Let me just write it properly. Okay, this house is a security. Haha, security. Hang on. What happened? Okay. Now, Encik Zul borrowed from the bank as a security. He charges his house. Okay. So, bank now become the, okay, Encik Zul become the, he is now the charger. Okay, bank become the chargee. This one is become the charge property. What we call charge property. Okay, and then the bank, in turn, the bank will actually register the charge, register charge with SSM, okay, with SSM, within, if I'm not mistaken, let me just check, registration, okay, he must lodge to SSM within 30 days from date of creation. Hang on, not to SSM, sorry. Okay, he will charge, okay, he will register the charge to the land office, okay, to the land office, okay, to secure his property. In the event Encik Zul fail to pay the monthly payment, the bank could actually, what would the bank do? Okay, the bank, this is what the bank can do. The bank can foreclose. If fail, the bank can foreclose. What do you understand by foreclose? Okay, another term is auction the property. Okay, if Encik Zul fail to pay the bank would auction the property, or the correct term we call it foreclosure proceedings. Now, when the bank actually foreclose this proceeding, whatever proceeds received from the foreclosure proceedings will pay the debts owing by Encik Zul, and if there are amount of money left, money will be returned back to Encik Zul. Okay, this is individual. If you understand this process, is simple. Now, we are talking about company, right? We are learning company law. So now what we should do is, we should actually change this into, okay, so instead of Encik Zul, okay, we change it to Zack Sendirian Berhad. So this is a company. So it would not just be Encik Zul alone. There might be other people as a shareholder. Okay. They bought this instead of a house. Okay. It is now a building. Okay. Okay. And assuming it's the same price, borrowing from the bank. Okay, because they purchased this building from developer ABC Sdn Berhad. Okay, and the company still has to pay about almost similar, about 800 per month for the next 25 years. But since it's a company, I don't think it go up to 25 years. Let's say, can we just shorten it maybe to 15 years? So probably they have to pay, like, assuming, I don't really calculate the amount. So let's say it's 1,000. Okay, for 15 years. Let me just calculate. Okay, so if 180,000 divided by 180 months is about 1 month. Okay, so I presume it's not directly 1,000. It should be more. Okay, let's say it's 1,200. This is actually principal, okay, and interest. Just now 800 is also actually 800 earlier was actually also principal and interest. Okay, now I hope you can see the picture here. Now when we change from Encik Zul to company, we also change from this house to building for offices. Okay, bank still the chargee. Charger is the company, charge property is the building. Okay, what would the bank do? Okay, when by right, when a company charge, okay, their property to the bank, The company secretary should actually, okay, register charge, okay, within 30 days from the date of creation. Now, not to the land office but to SSM. Okay, but normal procedure, what happen nowadays, if you read further, we're going to read further. If you fail to register with SSM, the charge is void. So in order to ensure to secure their rights, so instead of the company, most of the time, the bank, they are the one who actually register with SSM. So even if the company register, so when they wanted to register, the SSM will let them know that whichever has been so registered. Yeah, so they are the one who register the charge. So once they register the charge, what happened? Bank will become the secured creditor. Okay, this is fixed charge. Why fixed charge? Because this is an immovable, how do I spell this? This is immovable property. Okay, now let us look at the slides here. Where were we? Okay, where is it now? Okay, fixed charge, the charge that attaches to specified assets such as land, house, building, factory. And when there's fixed charge, company is prevented from dealing with the assets without the holder's consent. So in the company's winding up, debenture holder secured by fixed charge is in the highest ranking class of creditors, and a properly created charge attaches from the moment of creation, okay, and subject to registration, which give the holder of the charge an immediate security over the property. This is what we call fixed charge, or this is what we call fixed charge or specific charge. We're going to move into the next types of charge, which is floating charge, in a short while.